Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles.
Bang, bang. Welcome down here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is the Madness Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series Season 1. We're kicking off the Season 2 for the Cup Series, I shall say. Let me correct myself. We're kicking it off here tonight at the Echo Park Speedway. 2 heat races tonight to kick off the season. Typically, you do it Daytona, Talladega, but tonight we're going to do it here tonight in Atlanta Motor Speedway. July 1960 in Hampton, Georgia is winning open. Got a sold-out crowd here tonight for some super speedway racing to kick off the Booty Scoot Racing channel's Madness Racing League Next Gen Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the guys already locked and loaded and ready to go racing here. Peter the Pace Car is going to lead them off here. Here is the heat race contestants and how they shake out starting on the pole tonight in heat race number 1 for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chris 90. Terry Hughes Jr. starts on the outside in the number 81 Mobile One Ford Mustang from Troy, Alabama. Nicholas Maynard will get the 4th place spot in the Maynard Motors 02 Ford Mustang on the outside from Wilford, South Carolina. And Blake Hochschild driving his Toyota Camry from Tempe, Arizona, the 25-year-old looking to go to the front. James Fountain will shake out the back of the middle pack of the field, here. Driving the number 24, Chase Johnson racing chartered Chevy Camaro from Greenville, South Carolina. Driving the Oakley Ford Mustang Dark Horse from Pelzer, South Carolina. That's the number 7 of Travo Wall. Chase Johnson driving the number 51, STI Johnson Chevy Camaro from Greer, South Carolina will shake out the 8th place spot. Nick Crawford driving the number 48 Queso's Wendy Chevy Camaro from Buchanan, West Virginia will shake out the tail end of the field here tonight in heat race number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys sticking through here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel through the technical difficulties as we try to start the stream up here. We had to delay the racing here, but it's okay. We're getting ready to go back racing here tonight for the first time here in the Cup Series in a long time. It's been about, I'd say, probably 4 months since the Cup Series has been here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Last time we ran the Booty Scoot Racing channel with a Cup Series, I believe it was Gen 6. Yes, it was. So, ladies and gentlemen, they'll bring us something new here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are glad to have it, and we are glad to have you here on the TikTok platform. Go ahead and slap that like button, press that follow button, head on over to the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing. Right in the top right of your corner here, we could ever get that to pop back up, but it looks like we don't have the opportunity to do it. It started here tonight. Excuse me. I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here on the TikTok platform for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Ladies and gentlemen, it should be a damn good banger. Appreciate everybody flooded into the chat this week, doing everything that it takes possible to make this shit go on each and every single week. Should be a banger here tonight. 15 laps are scheduled for heat race number 1 and 2. And all that shit will switch over in just a second here. Looks like Holden Wheeler driving the number 15 is going to be starting from the pits here. He'll miss the grid. But Peter the Pace Car should hang the left on the pit road this time around. And we should be set, getting ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. Chris 90 will bring him through the Geico restart zone. And we're green here for Season 2 for the Cup Series. For the Madness Racing League, 15 laps are scheduled to take on tonight's main event here. And it looks like Chris 90 will jump out to the race lead early here, but Terry Hughes Jr. will climb the banking on the outside of him. The triple deuce down on the bottom side, followed by Terry Hughes on the top side. Blake Hochschild in the number 12 in the second row. Nicholas Maynard trying to get to the back bumper on the outside. Both lines are almost somewhat discombobulated here, but they're still trying to gain a little bit of speed here. Remember, guys, no 3 wide until the completion of the first lap on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And any of the super speedways, they'll come for to complete the first lap. Give it to, looks like Chris 90 there that time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Again, guys, 15 laps are scheduled here for heat race number 1 for the Hotlanta 150 dual races. And then we're scheduled for 100 laps right after here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We would love to have you guys tune in there, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Knighty, the race leader, down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2. Chris Knighty and Terry Hughes Jr. Started on the front row here, but right now it's Blake Hochschild trying to knock on the back door of the Triple Deuce machine. But here comes the hard charging 24 machine of James Fountain. He'll pop up on the top side. Contact's made between him and Terry Hughes Jr. Up on the top of the banking, James Fountain goes. Caution flag is flown here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 15 laps to go. Well, excuse me, 14 laps to go here. And Terry Hughes Jr. is involved. James Fountain's involved as well. We'll back that ass up here for an instant replay on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see what happened to the number 24 from Greenville, South Carolina. Big damage to the 24 Camaro early here in heat race number 1, and that is not what the Twins grading 24 Camaro Chase Johnson Racing Charter needed. But the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. looks like he'll get collected and discombobulated into the mess as well here. We'll check it out, back that ass up here, see what happened here. We're seeing it all start up here with James Fountain and Blake Hochschild. We'll take a look. Looks like Blake Hochschild maybe, or James Fountain trying to slide draft. Slids James Fountain up to the top side of the fence. Terry Hughes Jr. will take one hard into the outside wall. Big leak there for the 24 machine of James Fountain and Terry Hughes Jr. here in heat race number 1. These guys will gather these race cars up. One fast repair. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the first caution flag here tonight in the opening laps of heat race number 1 here. James Fountain's collected, and so is the 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. here. We'll kill the music on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Trying to open up the season for the next gen here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League. It's going not to a great start here, but we're only 2 laps in, so I'm not going to be the judge of it here, but we'll take a look and see how this thing shakes out here. I'll get ready to fix the banner here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the overlay here, the top left of your corner here. Make it more exciting, more sex appeal. Everybody loves sexiness. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're working the first caution flag here tonight for James Fountain and Terry Hughes Jr. Blake Hochschild, looks like that guy right there, the number 12 machine, looks like he had a little bit of damage on the outside from the number 24 machine of James Fountain, but Chase Johnson, the team owner there, driving the number 51. He's got 3 inner charters into the Next Gen Cut Series for Season 2 here. That's the Season 1 champion of Chase Johnson driving the STI Chevy Camaro here. He'll shake up to like the 3rd place spot here. Peter the pace car is falling in by. He's got the rest of the field here, I believe. Yeah, there they go. So looks like this will be big news here for the number 15 machine of Holden Wheeler. Holden Wheeler had a start from the pits here. As he'll fail tech twice before coming to the event here tonight. He'll lose his starting spot, start off the grid here tonight. Travel Wall looks like he's trying to make that number 7 machine come to the front here. Terry Hughes Jr. in the back on the racetrack here. And Nick Crawford will try to make that number 48 machine come back up here. But James Fountain still on pit road. Big damage to the number 24 machine. And it looks like Peter the pace car is going to cut the lights off of his Ford Mustang this time around. We're getting ready to go racing here. With 12 laps to go here in heat race number 1. We're scheduled for 2 of them. And 100 laps here tonight around the Atlanta Motor Speedway, now known as Echo Park Speedway. Peter the pace car is hoping he doesn't have to put in much work here tonight. Hopefully these guys can keep these cars underneath them here. Chris Knighty from B-Town, Indiana, driving the Triple Deuce Chevy Camaro. The race leader here leading some laps here, adding some points to his total score here, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, points are paying out for tonight's dual races. Chris Knighty will certainly happily take the draw here tonight randomly for the dual races. He picked up the pole position. We'll give you a little quick rundown here. Chris Knighty is going to be on the front row here as the race leader. Blake Hochschild is going to be in the second place spot. Chase Johnson will get the third place spot, second row, with Nicholas Maynard on the outside in the fourth place spot. Looks like Holden Wheeler is going to shake out the third row here with Travo on the outside of him. Terry Hughes Jr. will line up here third row. And then Nick Crawford will go down pit road, get a black flag, and he'll start at the tail end of the field here. So Chris Knighty's got him re-racked behind him. He'll be the lead car getting ready to go racing here again from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Hotlanta 150 dual races. Chris Knighty, the race leader here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It is in his hands through the the Echo Park restart zone. The Triple Deuce Snap Daddy Racing Design Chevy Camaro fires off here. We are back green in heat race number 1 here. These guys are ripping back through the gears here. Remember, guys, to start the night's race in either the heat and or the main event here, no 3 wide until the completion of the first lap here. Chris Knighty will run down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. He'll have Chase Johnson all over the ascent bumper of him. Holden Wheeler will fall in line down here. Here comes Terry Hughes Jr. charging down on the bottom side. So it's a 5 on 3. 5 on the bottom, 3 on the top side, led by Blake Hochschild, Nicholas Maynard, and Travo Wall here. They'll climb the banking through turns 3 and 4 here and head back towards the fans here across the front stretch here at the Echo Park Speedway. Chris Knighty in full control here in Atlanta Motor Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Gonna keep going back and forth, calling it whatever what I want to, because I can do whatever the hell I want. The number 12 Paint Hoss Toyota Camry out on the outside here, trying to make something shake here. Can he get an extra push from that Penske Maynard Motors Ford Mustang? He's not able to, but Terry Hughes Jr. will jump out there in his Mustang, and he'll try to make something shake here. Tons of Fords are in the field here, scattered by some bow ties and some Toyotas, but it's a bow tie leading them across the line. 9 to go this time around. Chris Knighty moving through the field here as the race leader. He's trying to block and play defense here as the outside line still tries to get something to roll here, but nothing's shaking here. Nicholas Maynard attached to the back bumper of the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. But they don't have anything going into turns 3 and 4. And meanwhile, Holden Wheeler will peek a nose out behind the number 51 of Chase Johnson. 9 laps remain here in heat race number 1. We want you to stick around after the fact here, as we're scheduled for one more heat race after this, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, here comes Blake Hochschild trying to make something shake here, as he'll go from the outside pole spot here at the final spot down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Terry Hughes Jr. is going to have to plug a hole here. The outside line can just not get going. We're single file here in heat race number 1 with 8 laps remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. works the outside of the number 7 of Travo Wall. Remember, guys, this is heat race number 1 to kick off the season for the next gen here for the Madness Racing League. Some guys do it Daytona, Talladega style. Here in the Madness Racing League, we do it here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Terry Hughes Jr. still trying to make something shake here, but not able to do it here. The outside line continues to stall here. It'll be Chris Knighty in full control, here as the race leader climbing the banking through turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, the STI Johnson Chevy Camaro will lean back here trying to get a run. Terry Hughes Jr. big loose off the corner. Through the dog leg here in the lap traffic of James Fountain, who brought out the first caution flag here tonight. Him and Blake Hochschild to make a little contact there. James Fountain trying to side draft here. He's got the pack warm behind him here. James Fountain running for his life. We'll ride out the ascent of James Fountain. James Fountain running for his life. He'll have to take it to the top side of the racetrack here. He'll move out of the way for Chris Knighty, the race leader here. Chris Knighty says, thank you, come again. As it looks like Chase Johnson look left, look right here. He's going to have to keep it back in tow here. 5 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. In heat race number 1 here, ladies and gentlemen, this will set the inside road for the night's main event. Scheduled for 100 laps underneath the lights. Right after this, you don't want to go nowhere. Make sure you head on over to the Booty Scoot Racing channel YouTube page and check us out there for all the full races. We have a whole Cup Series season. Nicholas Maynard going around back here on the outside. Pow! Caution flag is flying here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the number 02 Ford Maynard Motors of Nicholas Maynard. We'll back that ass up here for an instant replay. For the kid of Nicholas Maynard, it looked like he might have stepped out on him there, and he'll take a head-on shot to the outside wall here. The kid of Nicholas Maynard will take a look here as he was riding down the back straightaway here. 3 wide with Travo Wall. We'll take a look here as these guys look like they were going at it here. We'll take a look. Down the back straightaway, Nick Crawford on the bottom, Travo Wall in the middle, Nicholas Maynard on the top side. They're riding through here. It looks like Nicholas Maynard just gets loose, steps out on him here, and bang on the outside wall. Big shot for the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. We'll back it up one more time. See if we can't ride on board with the kid of Nicholas Maynard here. Take a look and see exactly what the hell might have just happened. See him get loose here, steps out on him, and bang, a big shot there to the outside wall for the Maynard Motors 02 here. And that'll bring out the second caution flag here for heat race number 1 here. We'll have to come and bring out some speedy drive. The 02 of Nicholas Maynard torn up here in Atlanta.
You afraid of the dark? Are you scared? You know, I am you. I'm coming closer.
Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the second caution flag here tonight for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Driving the number 02 Maynard Motors Ford Mustang. Looks like his car will get the best of him here, and he'll step out on him here and send him around. And that'll trigger the caution flag here tonight for a single car crash here. But Chris Knighty has led every lap up to this point here. 3 laps to go here in heat race number 1. So it should be a green-white checkered here to end it for the heat race. Remember, guys, don't go nowhere. Stick around right here on the TikTok platform for the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We have one more heat race to follow after this. Anybody on the left side of your screen that says out 10 through 18 are competing in heat race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain back here at the tail end of the field. He is the lucky dog. He'll catch the back end of the field here. He's registered 2 laps down this time around. So back up here to the front, Chris Knighty, scheduled the race leader here, getting ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for season 2. Getting ready to crown our first somewhat race winner. Just a heat race here to set the field for the feature. Should be an absolute banger here. 2 laps are going to be remaining here tonight from an Echo Park Speedway live here in Hampton, Georgia. Chris Knighty's got the field behind him. It's in his hands through the Echo Park Zyco restart zone. He will press the gas in. We are back green here in heat race number 1 for a green-white checker finish. Everybody's ripping through the gears here. They look like they're able to get through the restart zone fine. They'll climb through turns 1 and 2. Everybody's looking to make something shake down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. It'll be Chris Knighty, the race leader. Holden Wheeler, second place. Chase Johnson, third place. Terry Hughes Jr. back up here after that caution flag to start tonight's event here, the heat race. He's back up here in the 4th place spot. They'll sail their way through turns 3 and 4 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And they'll see the white flag this time around. Chris Knighty, your race leader off of turns 3 and 4 here. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. Heat race number 1 is getting ready to be crowned. Chris Knighty missed the blocks down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That'll open up the door for Chase Johnson. 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson with a big shove out there to Holden Wheeler. Holden Wheeler gets tagged, shoved on the inside. Nicholas Maynard goes around. Caution flag is off here on the last lap here. First person back to the checker flag will win it. Terry Hughes Jr. will have one more chance at the back bumper. Showtime Chase Johnson off 3 and 4. He'll look left, look right here. He's not able to make the pass. Chase Johnson will take it. Chase Johnson will take it here. Blake Hochschild involved in the caution. Nicholas Maynard involved in the wreck along with Holden Wheeler. James Fountain involved in another one here in heat race number 1. But Showtime Chase Johnson will pick up the victory there. A little bit of contact to Chris Knighty off of turn 2. Trigger the caution flag down the back straightaway, but Chase Johnson will take the pole spot here tonight in Atlanta. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. That was heat race number 1. If you're jacked up, excited, and ready to go, so are we. We're getting ready to kick off heat race number 2, waiting for the guys to fill in the field here. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to go racing one more time here tonight for the heat races. Scheduled for 15 more laps here for heat race number 2 for the Hotlanta 150 dual races. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to kick off heat race number 2. Chase Johnson just picked up the victory in heat race number 1. He'll start on the pole. Starting in the first place spot, lucky drawer tonight, driving the number 84 Chevy Camaro from Rising Sun, Indiana, Stanley Turner Jr. Kevin Tanko's driving the Wendy's WeatherTech.com Chevy Camaro from Hawthorne, New Jersey will round out the second place spot here on the front row. Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clinton, South Carolina, driving the Tyler's Pub at the Pier Chevy Camaro for Jim Fountain Racing. We're going to make something shake here tonight. He'll round out P3 in heat race 2. Jonathan Smith, owner of NapDaddyRacing.com, will get you all your iRacing paint scheme liveries and needs, is shaking out the fourth place spot here, second row, driving the number 13 Stetson Chevy Camaro from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Corey Riptide Tesner driving the Maccabee Auto Services LLC, number 8 Chase Johnson Racing Chevy Camaro. He'll shake out the, looks like going to be 5th place spot here down on the bottom side here, and on the outside of him will be the veteran, the 777 from Honorsville, Georgia, driving the Mountain Dew Toyota Camry, Bobby Kyle. Sean Williams from East Windsor, driving the number 25 Ally Chevy Camaro, will shake out the 7th place spot here in heat race number 2. And then your mom's favorite driver, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina, the 29-year-old driving the Gorilla Mine Toyota Camry, will shake out the final spot here tonight in heat race number 2. We're getting ready to take one more giant leap, one more step closer to getting ready to head on over to the feature where we're scheduled for 100 laps of action-packed racing around here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Should be a damn good one here for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series Season 2. Want to remind you, tomorrow night, the MRL Truck Series takes on race number 2 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Going to be a daytime race there tomorrow afternoon. We want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing LLC. It'll get you all hooked up over there for all the full races and past posts. You can go check out the page and go check them out, or you can go check out the Madness Racing League TikTok page. I really don't give a damn here. Getting ready to kick off heat race number 2 here. Stanley Turner Jr. will have some luck on his side already. He'll grab the pole position randomly here tonight on the draw with Kevin Tankos to the outside of him here. Your mom's favorite driver will shake out the back end here. 2 caution flags for heat race number 1. James Fountain and Blake Hochschild. And then Nicholas Maynard has his Ford Mustang step out on him and go around here. It triggers the caution flag for the second time in heat race number 1. And then the big one there to end it on the white flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Stanley Turner Jr., will have to wait on the green flag to start the race here. But Peter the pace car's got the lights off, and he's looking to let these guys get ready to release them here to go racing for heat race number 2 at Echo Park Speedway. It'll be Stanley Turner Jr. in full control here through the Echo Park restart zone. Stanley Turner Jr. presses the gas and fires off here. We are green in heat race number 2. A big shot to the back bumper there, the number 59 from Corey Tesner here. Kevin Tankos with a big jump to the race lead here early. A great jump for the number 4 Wendy's Chevy Camaro of Kevin Tankos down the back straightaway here, ripping through the gear, trying to gain some speed here. Single file down on the bottom side. It's a 5-on-3 here. John Michael Bryant towing on the outside. He's losing the lead draft here. Scheduled for 15 laps here for heat race number 2. We'll head on over for 100 laps here. Setting the outside line here in heat race number 2. Heat race number 1 is in the books here, and it'll go to Chase Johnson. But lap 1 for heat race number 2 is now in the books, and you can give it to Stanley Turner as he powers back down here on the bottom side. Everybody will suit back down to the bottom here, single file. That'll leave Kevin Tankos all by himself here with no help in front of him here. John Michael Bryant in that purple machine will fall back down on the bottom side here and fill the gap underneath the number 4 Wendy's. What's that? Golden Nuggies, Saucy Nugs, whatever. Chevy Camaro. They'll trail off of turns 3 and 4 through the dog leg here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kevin Tankos from the front to the back in one lap that quick here around the Atlanta Motor Speedway is how it happened. Stanley Turner Jr., the race leader here. He'll have Kyle Fountain selling in the second place spot here. settling by Corey Tesner, Sean Williams, and Jonathan Smith here, followed by your mom's favorite driver. That'll round out the top 6 drivers. 13 laps remain here in heat race number 2. They're climbing the making through turns 3 and 4 here. Stanley Turner Jr. here can't get separated from the number 59 of Kyle Fountain. And Corey Tesner's trying to get back to the back bumper of the 59 here. But trying to be patient here, 12 laps to go. Big loose there for the number 84, is Stanley Turner. Off the corner, Kyle Fountain not really able to get square to the back bumper of Stanley Turner here. We look out the back bumper of Stanley Turner, Kyle Fountain. All in his business here, but the outside line is finally soaring here tonight in heat race number 2, and Sean Williams will make the pass all the way to the race lead here. Selling off of turn 22. 11 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for heat race number 2. Sean Williams, the race leader here. He's got Kevin Tankos on the outside. He'll scrape the outside wall. Kevin Tankos, big loose here. Tons of big time caution flag. It's coming out here, but a big hit here for Corey Riptide Tesner. And Kevin Tankos here will back that ass up here for a Madness Racing League instant replay. And take a look and see exactly what happened to the number 4 Saucy Nugs Chevy Camaro of Kevin Tankos. That sent him around and long as well as Corey Riptide Tesner. We'll take a look. Looks like Kevin Tankos comes sailing the top side, just gets free on him, gets loose here. Nowhere for John Michael Bryant to go, sends the number 4 machine around, and Corey Tesner collected in the mess as well. We'll back it up here right on board with Corey Riptide Tesner. As his Maccabee LLC Auto Chevy Camaro for Chase Johnson Racing is tore up here in the heat race. We'll ride on board with Corey Riptide Tesner as everything unfolded right out his front windshield. So big time shot there. Corey Tesner falling victim there to the checkup there. Everybody trying to miss the number 4 Saucy Nugs Camaro of Kevin Tankos. That'll bring out the first caution flag here in heat race number 2. The third one so far here tonight. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this. Kevin Tankos with some damage to the left front. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Working the first caution flag here tonight for heat race number 2 for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Presented to you by Napdaddy Racing Designs. Head on over to napdaddyracing.com for all your iRacing paint ski, liveries, and needs. Tell the Madness Racing League sent you on over there, ladies and gentlemen. We are working the caution flag here for the first time tonight in heat race number 2 here. After a big collision there to the outside wall for several of these drivers, Corey Tesner will have to use that fast repair to that number 8 machine. He's back out here on the racetrack. John Michael Bryant will go and get some of the damage fixed to his 23 Gorilla Mine Toyota Camaro, almost said Supra, And Kevin Tankos looks like he'll stay out on the racetrack with the damage to the Saucy Nugs number 4 Chevy Camaro. But if he can still race that damn thing, I don't see the problem here looking out the front end of the Wendy's number 4 machine. Doesn't look to be crumbled up too bad here as they come through the Geico restart zone, through the choose cone. It's going to be 8 laps to go. Going to be 7 when we take the green flag to go back racing in heat race number 2. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Sean Williams makes a beautiful race move there to take the lead here in his number 25 Allied Chevy Camaro. Looking to make something shake here tonight, driving the Hendrick cars. Fifth charter entry, the 25 machine here, the 24 taken by Byron, the 48 by Bowman, the 9 by Elliott, the 5 by Larson. He says, throw me the 2-5 on there, let me get a ride here in the Madness Racing League. And he has brought that number 25 straight to the front here tonight in the dual race. And Stanley Turner Jr. from Rising Sun, Indiana. On the outside here, holding strong here from that pole position here. He'll round out the second place spot. And Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina. Trailing right there in that third place spot here. Kyle Fountain definitely knows how to work the high banks here in the draft here. Several wins underneath his belts at Daytona and Talladega. Similar style racing here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, now known as the Echo Park Speedway here in Hampton, Georgia. Peter the Pace Car should rack him, and he should release him this time around. He's got the lights off on his Mustang. But you know how Peter is. He'll get out there, throw a couple of blocks his damn self. He don't give a damn. He'll hang the left on the pit road. We're getting ready to go back racing here in the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Sean Williams, the race leader, it's going to be on him. We are back green here at the Echo Park Speedway for the heat race number 2 for the Madness Racing League Cup Series. Sean Williams will get a great push there from the number 59 of Kyle Fountain. Here comes Bobby Kyle, the 777 Mountain Dew Toyota Camry. The 64-year-old from Artersville, Georgia, the hometown track here in Atlanta. Looking to make something shake. He's got tons of fans in the stands. They'll come to their feet and roar. And that's not your mom, because here comes the boogeyman down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Looking to clear himself of that outside line. You best believe John Michael Bryant. Yes, there he goes. He's going to jump up there trying to take every run possible. 6 laps remain here in heat race number 2. And Sean Williams has him tail to tail right behind him here. Exactly where he wants him. John Michael Bryant searching through the bottom of the side of the racetrack here. Trying to slice his way here, looking for a partner here to dance with. Corey Tesner says, I'll dance with you, John. Let me go here to turns 3 and 4 here. John Michael Bryant will get the nose here. Kyle Fountain will jump up here on the top side of the racetrack here. So it's Fountain, Bryant, Tesner on the outside. Sean Williams will throw the block. Tesner will move up here. He'll stay with the boogeyman. But here comes Bobby Kyle. Tank goes to press the back bumper of the Toyota machine of Bobby Kyle. Climbing the banking here through turns 1 and 2 with 5 laps remaining here in heat race number 2 for the Madness Racing League. Down the back straightaway here, kicking off the season for the Next Gen for the Cup Series here for the Madness Racing League. 3 wide here in Atlanta. Jonathan Smith up the middle, Corey Riptide Tesner nowhere to go, stuck on the outside through the Geico restart zone. 4 laps to go this time around. Bobby Kyle right up behind the number 25 of Sean Williams in his Chevy Camaro. Being pushed by Kyle Fountain on the outside. Kyle Fountain trying to get his nose clear here of the number 25. He'll stay away from the outside line here, won't side draft. It'll give him the advantage into 3. But here comes Sean Williams powering back down on the bottom side. Kyle Fountain driving the number 59. Jim Fountain racing Tyler's Pub at the Pier. Chevy Camaro, Next Gen Camaro, whatever the hell you want to call it. 3 laps to go across the line this time around. Kyle Fountain trying to get a run from the other purple machine of John Michael Bryant. 3 on 5, 5 on the bottom, 3 on the top. Can they get a run through turn 22? Big loose there for Kyle Fountain. That'll show him the outside wall. 3 wide across the back stretch. Here across into turns 3 and 4. That'll open up the door for the number 13 Stetson Camaro of Jonathan Smith here. Multiple Johns in the field. Sean Williams, 2 laps to go this time around in heat race number 2. Looking to fend off the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Bobby Kyle's got some company on his back bumper. Here comes Kevin Tanko's involved in the accident earlier tonight. Corey Tesner trying to come ripping through the gears here. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack here trying to catch the back end of the 777. And he'll get right there to him. He's looking to make a move here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Corey Riptide Tesner will soar to the outside here after making contact here. Contact to the outside of the number 4 machine. He's in the wall here. White flag presented by AFLglobal.com. White flag is in the air for Sean Williams in the number 25 Chevy Camaro. Looking out the ass in here, Corey Riptide Tesner. Looking to play his cards right here down the back straightaway. Big contact to Jonathan Smith. He'll go around. That'll open up the door for John Michael Bryant, selling into turns 3 and 4. Final time here for heat race number 2. If you're going to go, you got to go now. John Michael Bryant with a big move there. He'll door bank Corey Tesner, knock him across here. Sean Williams will come across the line and win heat race number 2. John Michael Bryant hard into the pit wall here. Might have killed a couple guys here. Big shot there. Kyle Fountain will get second place spot here. Bobby Kyle will get third, and Stanley Turner Jr. will round out the fourth place spot. But Sean Williams will take home heat race number 2 in the Ally number 25. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been one hell of a night so far tonight here. We'll pull up the results here for the heat races. Heat race 1 went like this. Showtime Chase Johnson picked up the victory here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's see if we can't get it to pull. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Showtime Chase Johnson picked up the victory. If we can find his name here on our ticker, here we go. Showtime Chase Johnson picks up the victory, followed by Terry Hughes Jr. in heat race number 1. That'll be the inside row, first 2 rows. Sean Williams and Kyle Fountain will stack out the front 2 rows here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in here to the Woody Scoot Racing channel, we have just tacked on, looks like going to be 100 laps here tonight around the Atlanta Motor Speedway here for our feature. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys continue to dial in these race cars. We'll take one quick commercial break here, and we'll be back in just a moment, getting ready to take on 100 laps around Atlanta.
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Welcome back here to the Woody Scoot Racing channel. Getting ready to go racing here, but first we ask you to rise and stand as you're able as we get ready to tack on tonight's national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway and kick off the Madness Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series here tonight. The dual races are in our back pocket, and we're going to get ready to take on the feature. The warm-up period is done and over. Freddie the Flagman's waving the checkered flag there on your screen, telling these guys to get their asses back to the garage. Getting ready to go racing here. We're getting ready to bring you the Atlanta Motor Speedway here for the Madness Racing League underneath the lights here. Getting ready to kick off the drivers' introductions here. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight for the Hotlanta 150. Ladies and gentlemen, I will replace the logo here as we switch over for the feature. 100 laps is what we're ready for. And if you're ready, go ahead and slap that like button and press that follow button so you can make sure that you're here each and every single week when we tackle on these races. Battling the cold up here in the booth here. It's not cold out here in Atlanta, you best believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the night has been the handling issues continuously between these guys. Each and every single one of these persons that was driving one of these race cars or bitching and complaining about some kind of handling, not liking it to what they want. The number 51 STI Johnson machine of Chase Johnson will start him off from the pole here tonight in Atlanta. Terry Hughes Jr. driving the Mobile 1, number 81 Ford Mustang will round out the second place spot here. And Sean Williams, will round out the second place spot here. On the outside, the second dual heat race winner, my apologies. Terry Hughes Jr. will get the third place spot here tonight from Troy, Alabama. And Kyle Fountain driving the Jim Fountain Racing, number 59. Big Country looking to take on Atlanta here tonight. He'll round out the fourth place spot here in the second row. Chris 90 driving the Triple Deuce Nap Daddy Racing Maverick Gaming Chevy Camaro from B-Town, Indiana will round out the fifth place spot here. Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia driving the Queso's Wendy number 48 Chevy Camaro. Bobby Kyle driving the 777 Mountain Dew Toyota Camry all the way from Honorsville, Georgia, right down the road, looking to take on the home track here tonight in Atlanta. Travo Wall driving the Oakley number 7 Ford Mustang from Pelzer, South Carolina. Stanley Turner Jr. from Rising Sun, Indiana, in his number 84, looking to make something shake here tonight. And driving the number 12 Toyota Camry from Tempe, Arizona. That's the number 12 Paint Hops machine of Blake Hushchild. Kevin Tanko's driving the Wendy's Golden Nuggies, whatever, from Hawthorne, New Jersey. He's driving the Chevy Camaro. He's looking to make his way to the front of the field. Driving the number 02 Maynard Motors Ford Mustang from Welford, South Carolina. That's Nicholas Maynard. Jonathan Smith driving the Stetson Chevy Camaro from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Owner of NapDaddyRacing.com. Make sure you go get at him for all your iRacing paint scheme, livery, and needs. Holden Wheeler driving the Target number 15 Ford Mustang will shake out the 15th place spot here tonight. James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina driving the Twins Peak Grading Chevy Camaro for Chase Johnson Racing. Tough heat race for him. He'll shake out the tail end of the field. John Michael Bryan will miss the grid. He'll start from the pits, as well as Bryce Gainey here. So it looks like Showtime, Chase Johnson, and Sean Williams are going to be our two front guys here. Looking to tack on tonight's Atlanta Motor Speedway as the race leaders. You see these guys tacked in here tonight, nice and tight. 18 guys are going to tackle on. 100 laps, 4 extra if we need them, set for 2 overtimes. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 25 of Sean Williams picks up the win in his heat race, makes an awesome move in the outside lane. We couldn't see nobody getting that outside lane going to start tonight's event here. Peter the pace car should hang that left on the pit road this time around, and we should get ready to hang them off here to kick off the next gen season for the Cup Series for the Madness Racing League. Big checkups there, or maybe some congratulatory bumps here. Chase Johnson's got it in his hands. He'll have to wait on the green flag here at the Echo Park Speedway, and we'll be on our way here for the feature for the Madness Racing League. Chase Johnson presses the gas down. We are green. In the Hotlanta 150 here from the Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Ripping through the gears here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Climbing the banking underneath the lights here for the first time in the Next Gen Series. Stanley Turner, the number 84, will move up to the top side. Here comes the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. He'll shake up there as well. Handling was the issue in the heat races here. The sun is going down. The lights have come up here. Did these guys dial in these race cars to their likening? The 777 of Bobby Kyle worked the outside. Here comes the first lap to be completed in the night's event. Give it a showtime. Chase Johnson here to kick off the Next Gen Series. Chase Johnson, the Season 1 champion. The last time we did the Cup Series here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League, but it was in the Gen 6 Cup car. He'll sail down the back straightaway as the race leader with Terry Hughes Jr. sailing right on his ass end bumper here. Terry Hughes Jr. down here, nice up and close and personal with Terry Hughes Jr. looking out the tail end of the number 81 XI racing machine here. And these guys try to hold it together around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson has them single file behind them here. About, looks like 6 cars on the A, 7 cars on the bottom side. And the top line is still discombobulated here. These guys still trying to get it through here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 3 laps are complete here. Sailing through the turns 3 and 4 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. These guys are absolutely going at it here. Yow. Kyle Fountain selling on the outside here, trying to make something shake. Make sure you head on over to Tyler'sPubAtThePier.com. Check out all the menus for Tyler's Pub at the Pier. In Clemson, South Carolina, got all of your refreshing needs. Hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, chicken, you name it, wings. Go catch the football game. It's football season's getting ready to catch and start up right around the corner. Kyle Fountain Works that Jim Fountain Racing number 59 machine down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Stanley Turner Jr. at the fit in here as they come across the front stretch here. The fans roar. Showtime Chase Johnson in control here. Oh, at the race lead back into turns 1 and 2 here. 5 laps are complete here. And we've been caution free up to this point here. Everybody looking to try to get down to the bottom side of the racetrack here. Because I believe it looks like Sean Williams, Heat Race 2 winner, is stuck on the outside all by himself with no more help back there. All the way to get to the number 15 of Holden Wheeler and Jonathan Smith and the rest of these guys. So tons of guys are hanging back here. As John Michael Bryan will have to start from the pits here. The Purple Gorilla Mine Toyota Camry from Greer, South Carolina, riding on board with the Boogeyman. Sailing down the back straightaway. He's got no drafting help here as he sails through turns 3 and 4 here. The fans stand up and wave the single-handed John Michael car around the Atlanta Motor Speedway here. He's hoping and waiting for the caution flag to come here. Nick Crawford, though, stuck on the outside. Kyle Fountain looking to plug the hole here down on the bottom side behind the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tesner. Nick Crawford stuck on the outside here, but he'll catch the wake of the 25 machine, pull himself clear of about 2 or 3 more cars here. Corey Riptide Tesner down on the bottom side of the racetrack here, the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Nick Crawford slicing and dicing. Big shot to the outside wall for Chris Knighty. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 7 laps into tonight's event. Big shot there. The hood is up on the Rap Daddy Racing Designs. Triple deuce of Chris Knighty. We'll back that ass up here for a Madness Racing League. Instant replay. A huge shot there to the outside wall of Chris Knighty. I mean, just absolutely obliterated a triple deuce machine here. Nothing he could do about it. We'll back that ass up here. Take a look and see what happened. Looking out the front end there. A big shot there to the outside wall of Chris Knighty. We'll back that ass up one more time and see if we can't ride out the front bumper of Chris Knighty and see what happened inside of that race car. He was trying on the outside, trying to make something shake here. And it looks like maybe a big shot there from the inside guy there. I'm not sure who it was. Chris Knighty with a flat right front tire. It's not even moving on the triple deuce machine. He'll have to bring it down pit road, but the caution flag will fly here for the second time tonight. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Where some saw a pickle.
Bang, bang. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're working our first caution flag here tonight for the regular season here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yeah, you heard me right. Some guys typically kick it off at Daytona, Talladega. No, sir, not here in the Madness Racing League. We're here in Atlanta at the Echo Park Speedway, tackling on 100 laps. We got 4 in the bank for overtime if we need them. And ladies and gentlemen, we are set here to have a great night underneath the lights here. Everybody's feeling back in the field here. We're working the caution flag here for that guy right there, the triple deuce machine of Chris Knighty. A blown right front tire there through turns 1 and 2 will send him harder to the outside wall there. And he's trying to get that triple deuce machine patched up here early here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when these guys, that just goes to show how much it means here to hit everything right here. These guys are pushing for each and every single position here. They try to make as many adjustments as possible, and raising the air pressure is one of those adjustments. And it looks like the triple deuce machine of Chris Knighty and his team just pushed the air pressure a little bit too hard there. And foul goes the Dynamite through turns 1 and 2, 7 laps into tonight's event, which is right around where probably the tire would probably meet or reach its max potential in heat. Ladies and gentlemen, as these guys continue to work behind Peter the Pace car here, we want to remind you tomorrow night, the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League heads over to the Chicagoland Speedway. Underneath the sun here, it'll be a day race tomorrow night on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for 100 laps, race number 2. It was a hell of a race at Daytona 2 weeks ago. James Fountain picked up the victory there. We're working the caution flag here tonight. Should get the one to go green this time around. And while we're waiting on that, gives us time to pay a bill, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta keep the lights on. The Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series presented by Maccabee Auto Services LLC. For all your brake services, suspension repairs, transmission services, contact them today, 864-256-1346, or email them at maccabeeautorepair@gmail.com. Down here on the racetrack here at the Echo Park Speedway, working the second caution flag here tonight after Chris Knighty blows a right front tire. Several guys were complaining underneath the radio that the handling conditions have not gotten any better. And they're waiting to come down pit road to get those adjustments here. Some will come down already and get them, but some not willing to risk the track position. We've seen it in both heat races. It was tough to pass. You couldn't go on the outside without having several guys commit with you, unless you were able to really come down and pull the air off the right rear of some of these next-gen race cars here. Looks like Terry Hughes Jr. is going to be the race leader here when we get ready to take the green flag here again with 10 laps completed here. So Terry Hughes Jr. will snub the lead over Showtime Chase Johnson there at the caution flag at the timing line. And Travis Wall and Bobby Kyle will round out the second row back here. Ladies and gentlemen, should get the green flag this time around. Release the Kraken here. Let these guys send him off back to racing. Chris Knighty still stuck down on pit road. Peter the race car, will hang the left on the pit road. And Terry Hughes Jr. will have it underneath the right foot of his. And we are green. Back green here at the Echo Park Speedway. Nick Crawford here, the number 48 Queso machine. We'll have to rip through the years here. He's got Kyle Fallon set up behind him. These guys are sailing through, ripping through the gears at the top of the racetrack. On top of him is the number 8 LLC machine and Corey Riptides Hesner. You see Chris Knighty come off pit road there. He's got the damage fixed to that triple deuce machine. Down the back straightaway, Nick Crawford, Kyle Fallon. That Bobby Kyle, the 777 machine, the 64-year-old stuck on the outside here, trying to catch the way from the number 25 with Sean Williams. Travis Wall here, the number 7 machine. He'll jump up to the outside of the racetrack here. He's looking to soar to the race lead here if he could ever get some drafting help behind him. You got the rest of the field stuck down here on the bottom side of the racetrack here. 3 on the top side. That 3 is Wall, Williams, and Bobby Kyle, followed by, looks like going to be Hughes, Johnson, Blake Hochschild, Nick Crawford, and Kyle Fallon, and Terry Hughes Jr. Trying to hold on to the race lead here up here through turns 3 and 4 here, but here comes the hard charging Travis Wall on the outside line here. What a beautiful race car underneath the lights here for the number 7 Oakley Ford Mustang. And the horses are rolling here tonight at Atlanta. 2 Fords lead both lines here tonight. And the bow tie down on the bottom side. The bow ties will take the dual races here tonight. 13 laps are complete here. Scheduled for 100. Ladies and gentlemen, that's James Fountain jumping in and out of line back there. Here the battles up here in the front of the racetrack, though. 3 guys are holding their own on the outside here. Kyle Fountain has separated himself from the back of Nick Crawford here, not wanting to push on the back bumper of the number 48 if he doesn't have to. Riding on board with Big Country Kyle Fountain. Travis Wall knocked out of the groove there down on the bottom side of the racetrack there. So he's going to lose a shit ton of track position there. The number 7 makes a great run to the outside here. Now he's going to have to fall in line here. Looks like the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard will let him set sail here down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And the number 4, Kevin Tanko's here, sitting tail end of the field. Not sure what he's got planned or throwing up his sleeve here. But that's the beautiful race car. The number 4, Wendy's Sauce Nugs machine is sailing here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, but all the action-packed racing is up here at the front. Meanwhile, while we're looking back here, looking at the rest of these guys, Sean Williams again has taken full control of the race lead here. The number 25 Ally Chevy Camaro, as he'll take it as low as he can through the dog leg here. Blake Hochschild almost took 4 tires below that apron there, ladies and gentlemen. A black flag for cutting the dog leg here will not be allowed here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway here tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, traditionally you would kick off your season at Daytona and Talladega, but these guys are battling the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tough corners around 1.5 miles reconfigured super speedway. They'll sell off the corners of 3 and 4 here. Been some pretty clean racing so far. James Fountain trying to work his way through the field here. He's set sailed. He's 3 wide up the middle though. Holden Wheeler, the number 15 target car, trying to make something shake here. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard still in on the top side of the racetrack here. Looking out in the front bumper, Nicholas Maynard, you see the pass. It's like a straight line of guys, top and bottom, picking which lane not to go to here. But from what we've seen this past Saturday here in real life, ladies and gentlemen, the big one is doable at any time here. It can swipe up and can collect any one of these guys quick and hurry in a heartbeat. Holden Wheeler on the outside of the racetrack there. 4 guys are on the outside, and it looks like it'll be Kyle Fountain, Corey Tesner, and here comes the little brother of James Fountain in the number 24 Chevy Camaro behind Corey Riptide Tesner. He's looking to get to the back bumper of his brother Kyle Fountain, and that purple comes the machine. But he'll see a run up the middle here on the outside. He'll take it, and he'll pick up, Nick Crawford riding with James Fountain through turns 3 and 4. James Fountain picked up the win 2 weeks ago, the Daytona Truck Series season opener from season 2 for the Truck Series. Race 2 tomorrow night at Chicagoland Speedway. James Fountain here will take the run on the outside there. He'll have Nick Crawford and Travo Wall to pick him up there, but the run will just absolutely die here. John Michael Bryan in the number 23 machine trying to get connected to the back bumper of Corey Riptide Tesner. Meanwhile, that's the former race leader, Sean Williams, loses the positions here on the outside. Turned around, caution flag is out here. Big shot here to some of these guys. Wow. James Fountain with a broken left front toe link on that machine. Nick Crawford is involved. Bobby Kyle involved. Tons of guys involved. We'll back that ass up here for an instant replay on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see exactly what the fuck just happened. Travo Wall collected. We've seen Sean Williams, the first one to go around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a look here and see exactly where everything went wrong. Sean Williams was our race leader. And then he's currently, he just set sail in the wall. Maybe he got a little bit tight there. Oh, he collects the bottom side of the apron here. Gets him a little loose in that 25 machine. That'll cost him the race lead here. Sit him up the racetrack here, and as they're sailing through the dog leg right in front of your living room. Big shot there from James Fountain. Collects the number 25 of Sean Williams there. And everybody piles in right there behind him. Nicholas Maynard looks like he was able to check up and collect it in time, as well as Jonathan Smith here. But James Fountain, a big shot there with a broken right front toe link on that 24. Chase Johnson Racing, his 3rd incident of the night, 20 laps into the night's event. We'll take a quick commercial break here in just a moment, but before we do that, we got to back it up here and ride out the tail end of Sean Williams here. I would love to see what it looked like. Maybe was there a little bit of possibly some contact made there through the dog leg here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a look. Sean Williams, oh yes, there's the contact between Chris Knighty and James Fountain, which sent John Williams around here. James Fountain with a huge run up the middle here. We'll tag the front end of Chris Knighty. We'll ride out the front of James Fountain. We want to make sure you guys understand it fully, how vicious of a shot that was. Nowhere for the number 24 machine of James Fountain to go. And that, not Chris Knighty, that will be the green machine of Bobby Kyle. Take a look. Bang! The unfortunate just an unfortunate hit there. This is all we're going to leave it at, ladies and gentlemen. Big shot here for several of these guys here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway parking lot in turns 1 and 2. Sean Williams crab walking through turns 1 and 2. Back in a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Don't go nowhere.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me.
Welcome in here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the caution flag here. Here's the Night Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series track back. We're taking on the Echo Park Speedway, a 1.54 intermediate super speedway asphalt oval. Opened in July 1960 in Hampton, Georgia, formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. And that's what the hell I'm going to call it all night long here tonight. Kill the music here. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. So far, we've knocked out 2 dual races where Chase Johnson took home the win in dual race number 1 and Sean Williams took home the win in heat race number 2. And speaking of Sean Williams, we're working the first caution flag here tonight. For the number 25, there he goes, Chevy Camaro from East Windsor of Sean Williams. Sean Williams picked up the win at the Daytona Speedway for the Xfinity Series to kick off Season 2. He's looking to do the same here tonight. But he was just crab walking across the racetrack just a few moments ago. But he'll go down there and pick up that one and only fast repair here at the Super Speedways. Jonathan Smith will bring it off pit road here. We'll jump up here to the front of the pack here. Should be ready to go double file behind Peter the pace car. Terry Hughes Jr. still the race leader. Not munching down on some Ritz Cracker, the Madness Racing League. Presented by Ritz Crackers. Gotta stay hydrated, gotta stay full here. It's a beautiful race car, the number 12 of Paint Haas machine of Blake Haas shot, excuse me. Need a scheme painted, go hit up Blake Haas or Paint Haas, excuse me, on TikTok. He'll get you hooked up. Some beautiful camera shots out the tail end of some of these race cars. Here's the number 8 Battling machine of Corey Riptide Tesner. He's got the Target 15 machine of Holden Wheeler right behind him. Maybe Holden Wheeler coming up there, getting ready to say, I'm coming for you. Getting ready to take a couple big shots here. Corey Riptide Tesner looking to make something shake through the field here tonight. Looks like everybody was able to make it back out on the racetrack. Here comes Jonathan Smith here to get their spots. Kevin Tankos is filling in the rest of the gap here. Bobby Kyle is going to be the first guy arrested a lap down, followed by Nick Crawford, Sean Williams, Travo Wall, and Chris Knight is going to be the first one arrested. 2 laps down after the first caution flag of the night goes to him. Getting ready to go racing here with 23 laps completed out of 100 with 4 in the bank for overtime if we need it. Terry Hughes Jr. is in the Echo Park restart zone and firing it back off. Back green here in Atlanta, Georgia. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant driving the number 23 Toyota Camry Cup Series car here tonight for the Madness Racing League. A single guy chartered car here. Whoa, Corey Tesner will pull right down in front of the back. In front of the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. A lot of beating and banging down the back straightaway here. Ripping through the gears here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Holden Wheeler will pull it to the back bumper of the Blake Hochschild machine of Blake Hochschild, and they'll sail the top side of the racetrack here. Coming to the completion of the restart lap, Terry Hughes Jr. is still full control here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Kyle Fountain, Big Country selling in right behind him here. Guys are starting to get wiggly here. Remember guys, handling was the talk of the night here. For some of these guys, a big save from Bobby Kyle. Looks like tons of guys are back here piling into the fence here. Are they able to keep it under control? Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We've seen why too. Bobby Kyle was big loose off the corner there. We'll take that ass up. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay. Take a look and see what happened to the hometown driver, Bobby Kyle. We've seen him real loose down on the bottom side of the racetrack there. And I'm almost eager and curious to know, whoa, Kevin Tankos was sideways right there. Let's take a look and see what happened. There's nowhere to go for Bobby Kyle. Travo Wall forcing him up off the racetrack there, or maybe vice versa, but Kevin Tankos will get collected as well. And that'll trigger the caution flag here, but a big save from the Arnoldville driver. From Georgia, Bobby Kyle driving the Mountain Dew 777 Toyota Camry. He's able to hold on to that race car. Keep it in one piece here. Hold on and maintain that fast repair here. Working the third caution flag here tonight in just a short, brief amount of time. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm tired of the pain.
Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Green flag pit stops are on our way, and it's led by Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina. He's got Tyler's Pub of the Pier on that Chevy Camaro. He's bringing the one to bring it down the pit road here. He'll pull into his box here. He's asking for a air pressure adjustment and a couple riches out the back end of the number 59 machine. He'll get 2 Goodyear tires here as well. Nicholas Maynard will miss his box here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And it looks like gas only for Nicholas Maynard. No, right side tires for the kid here. It's going to be a battle all pit road. We'll have to see who wins it. Not a battle at all. Kyle Fountain, Big Country Kyle Fountain's guys will bring him in and off here. Boogie of John Michael Bryan, excuse me, the Boogeyman. Talking a little bit too fast here. Gets second off pit road, followed by topside Kevin Tankos here at Blake Hochschild. And the number 12 machine will be the third one on pit road. And Nicholas Maynard still strapped down there on pit road with some damage to his race car. So we'll see how things shake out here with tons of guys going to elect different strategies here this time around. There's the pit stop strategy laps. Chase Johnson will bring them down pit road, followed by Kevin Tankos on 21. Nicholas Maynard, Kyle Fountain, and the rest of these guys will come down on 20. Looks like Sean Williams, Nick Crawford, and Bobby Kyle, the guys that look like they were just involved in the wreck here. So see how things shake out here. 27 laps are complete here out of 100 scheduled for tonight at Echo Park Speedway. Packed house here tonight for the Madness Racing League Season 2 Next Gen Cup Series. Kicking off the season here tonight in the Echo Park Speedway at Atlanta, Georgia. Showtime, Chase Johnson to the number 51. Jonathan Smith, Chris Knighty come across the line. Looks like they're going to double it up. Getting ready to go back racing here in Atlanta. I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we have the Cup Series back underneath our belt here. Should be some great racing, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you, we'll throw you out the remaining schedule for the Cup Series as they tackle on the season opener here tonight at Atlanta. We'll head over to Bristol 2 weeks from tonight, and that should be one hell of a race here with these next-gen cars. Then we'll head on over to Nashville on the concrete surface again, and then we'll head on over to Charlotte for our first mile and a half, followed by Iowa, Watkins Glen, then Dover. Back on the main broadcast here, ladies and gentlemen, here, re-racked and reloaded here, working the caution flag here. A little bit of speedy drive through through turns 1 and 2 here, getting ready to lead down the back straightaway where these guys go here. Different guys do different things. Some of them will come down pit road, top off with some Sunoco race fuel, take some right side Goodyear tires 30 laps into tonight's event. But Terry Hughes Jr. has been the guy out front here up to this point. He's led almost every single lap. He didn't win a heat race, so he didn't start on the pole, but he's made a couple moves here to make his way to the front here, and he's been out front ever since. But Corey Riptide Tesmer's had the fastest next gen so far up to this point. He's moved his way through the field here after getting turned around in his heat race. 28 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Terry Hughes Jr. will bring him through the restart zone. We are back green here at Echo Park Speedway. We appreciate you guys tuning in here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel here for the Cup Series. And I feel like 30 laps into tonight's event, it's only right we do our first Madness Racing League Fast and Loud for the Madness Racing League Cup Series. Remember, the more you press that like button, the more you press that follow button, the louder you get. Here they come, soaring through the banking in turns 3 and 4. flying through your living room at 190 miles an hour here. Kicking off the season 2 for the Cup Series here for the Madness Racing League. Yow, 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 yow. These guys have been going at it all night long. Showtime Chase Johnson has redeemed the race lead with Corey Riptide Tesner and Holden Wheeler. So the Chase Johnson Racing 3 guys are up front here, leading it 1, 2, 3. And the next person back will be the bow tie Tyler's Pub of the Pier 59 Jim Fountain racing machine of Kyle Fountain. Kyle Fountain, not new to this damn speedway drafting style type of races. Kyle Fountain known to get it done in the draft. Travo Wall down on the bottom side of the apron on the dog leg here. Travo Wall better be careful there. Black flag for going underneath the red flag here to advance your position, but it looks like Travo Wall's not able to advance his position, so he's just okay there. Looking out the TV tower, there's been some excellent racing between all these guys all night long. If you've been here from the beginning and you watched both heat races, we appreciate you guys tuning in there and keeping on with that. All of this will be posted at the conclusion of the event to the YouTube page. Booty Scoot Racing LLC here. Chase Johnson in control here, leading the pack across the front stretch here through the dog leg into turns 1 and 2 here. 36 laps are complete. Scheduled for 100 here. Holden Wheeler asked for an adjustment underneath the caution flag here. He said, I need a couple pounds of air pressure taking out the left front of my race car. This number 15 Darts Coca-Cola Ford Mustang is bad loose through the corners here. He's able to lock it down here, but now you see the spark scraping out the bottom of the number 15 here, maybe bottoming out the bottom of here, dragging the diffuser out the back end of that race car here. We'll ride out the front bumper of Big Country Kyle Fountain here. As you see the sparks out the back of the number 15 there, he's just bottoming out maybe too much on the adjustment here, and they need to raise the ass end of the number 15 of Holden Wheeler here. Down the back straightaway here. The front 4 guys are starting to sell apart here from the rest of these guys, and the caution flag is flown here. Caution flag is flown here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up for an instant replay to take a look and see exactly what happened. I'm not sure who was involved. James Fountain looks like he was able to miss it here. That's Chris Knighty right there. Oh, Bobby Kyle, the hometown driver, is sideways down here on the back straightaway. We'll take a look and see exactly what happened here. Maybe it looks like a single car crash. Maybe some help between Jonathan Smith and Travo Wall. Maybe we'll take a look and see what happened here. They were climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2. Oh, looks like the car just steps out on Bobby Kyle. Nothing he can do about it here. He tries to lock it down here. And then bang, this hard shot into the outside wall for Bobby Kyle, but he's able to keep it off of everybody else. We'll back that ass up one more time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you stayed around for the heat races, handling conditions is what these guys were bitching and complaining about all night long. We'll take a look at ride with Bobby Kyle. He's just down on the bottom side of the racetrack here already, so I need to go back a little bit further here where it just steps out on the 777. There it goes right there. Nothing he can do about it. The sparks fly in front of the 13 machine of Jonathan Smith. Thank God he's able to lock it down, though, and prevent the mayhem down the back straightaway. But Bobby Kyle will bring out the 4th caution flag here tonight. 37 laps are complete out of 100 here. Bobby Kyle will try to refire that damn machine here. Back it up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, chilling up here with Billy the Blimp Driver, throwing back Budweisers like there's nobody's business here. Letting you watch the pit stop strategies unfold right here in front of your very eyes. Tons of guys are down on pit road. Kyle Fountain's down on his pit box. So is the pole sitter of Chase Johnson behind the score tower. You just can't see it there. Who's going to win the battle off pit road? It's going to be Chase Johnson, Kyle Fountain, the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. who's going to be next here. Maybe looks like Kevin Tanko's over Stanley Turner Jr. And then it will be Terry Hughes Jr. No, it's going to be Holden Wheeler over Travo Wall. And Terry Hughes Jr. still stuck on pit road here, but here comes James Fountain here. James Fountain rested a couple laps down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He's looking to battle back and get that number 24 machine back shaking and baking here, but Terry Hughes Jr., the former race leader, still down on pit road here. We're at the caution flag for the 4th time here tonight, almost at lap 40. Almost approaching the halfway point, 10 laps to go next time around to the halfway point. Corey Riptide Tesner stays out here on the pit strategy call. He'll redeem the race lead. And the Maccabee Auto Shop LLC Chevy Camaro, the number 8 chartered entry for Showtime Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson Racing and Bobby Kyle down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. He is on the pit lane access road to take it down on the pit road. The newly improved and reconfigured Atlanta Motor Speedway, now renamed to Echo Park Speedway. These guys, if we do get some green flag pit stops here tonight, do have to pit midway down the back straightaway. And they have to slow down when they get to the cone right here at the exit of turn 4 at the beginning of the dog leg here to pit road speed to be able to make it down onto pit road without a black flag. But the distance covering the middle back stretch to the entrance of pit road is a shit ton. It is 2 corners worth, and there is no pit speed here. So I'm capable and curious to see how these drivers will use that to their advantage here. If we use the green flag pit stops here tonight, hopefully we can keep it green here. 4 caution flags are what we've worked already here tonight. The track crew has definitely got their work cut out for them tonight so far. Looks like Nicholas Maynard and the rest of these guys are catching the tail end of the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tesner is going to be the race leader here with Jonathan Smith, on the outside of him, and the Stetson number 13 Nap Daddy Racing Chevy Camaro. Here comes 2 more off of pit road to catch the tail end of the field. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight on the TikTok platform. Make sure you head on over to the YouTube page, Booty Scoot Racing, and give us a like and a follow and a subscribe and a comment there. We would gladly appreciate it here. Peter the Pace Car is working the field through turns 3 and 4 here. Through the Quaker State turn 4 area, is what I meant to say here. Got to show love to the sponsors when they jump aboard. Corey Tesner is going to be the one to have them in his hand here at Echo Park Speedway and bring them through the Geico restart zone here. And we are getting ready to be green here at the Echo Park Speedway. Kyle Fountain here, 3rd in line down on the bottom side. Chase Johnson stuck on the outside here. You best believe he's looking to get to the back bumper of that number 8 machine up there for the race lead. That's his teammate for Chase Johnson Racing, but he's committed to Jonathan Smith right now. There it goes down on the bottom side. The teammate car coming in full effect here off of turn 2 here. It'll be Blake Hochschild followed back there in the bottom side, 3rd row. Then the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. But you best believe Jonathan Smith's going to pull out here on the outside. He's going to try hard. He's looking for somebody to tangle with back here. Nobody's able to get to the back bumper of Jonathan Smith. They'll come through the Geico restart zone and complete the lap on the restart. Here comes the outside line. Finally forming and charging here now. Jonathan Smith will have some help from the number 84 of Stanley Turner Jr. It'll be fumbled with Travo Wall here and Terry Hughes Jr. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard will jump down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Here comes Jonathan Smith. He'll join the party down on the bottom side. These guys got to take every single run possible with the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard to pull it to the back bumper of Jonathan Smith here. These guys are in and out of traffic just like it's Highway 85 here in Georgia. Left, right, you got to pick and choose. You want to know, you got to hit it right. Kevin Tango's stuck in the outside wall there, trying to get down. He'll jump down in front of the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Not enough room there for everybody. Nicholas Maynard will have to go down the bottom side. 3 wide, he'll split back here, clear himself into turns 3 and 4. Some great driving right there for the number 4 of Kevin Tango's, allowing himself to be able to hold on to his race car for a little bit longer. 43 laps are complete. The battle is on back here in the back of the pack here. Some excellent racing going on back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel between these guys. Corey Tesner, the race leader here, down the back straightaway. They'll sail side by side. Here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway, scheduled for 100 laps. Getting ready to approach the halfway mark here. Corey Tesner down on the bottom side. Blake Hochschild will move to the top side, trying to make something shake here. Kyle Fountain will be the first one to jump there to give the push to the number 12 if he can, but he won't do it. He'll stay down on the bottom side behind the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, riding out the front bumper of Big Country. John Michael Bryant, we heard him bitching and moaning underneath the radio, underneath the commercial break here, asking his crew to tighten up this number 23 machine, and I can do something for you. I can't do anything when I'm chasing the ass end of it around the racetrack the way that I am. And the number 23 Toyota Supra is zooming here now. He's looking to make a pass for the second place spot, but not able to get his nose underneath the 51 machine of Showtime Chase Johnson. And Corey Tesner, meanwhile, is sailing away with it here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Locked up with his teammate. Here comes Chase Johnson to give the bump back here. Whoa, tons of guys down here. We got a wreck back here in the back. James Fountain's involved. He's going around again here. Travo Wall's involved here. Caution flag is out on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up here. We were looking out the ass end of John Michael Bryant, and the caution flag flies here. We'll pull up the instant replay for the Cup Series here. Travo Wall sliding across the infield as well. Where did it all start? Who did what, where, and why? Looks like Travo Wall is the main one, spun around right there. We'll take a look and see what happened. Riding with the number 7 of Travo Wall. Right hook it to the outside wall there for Travo Wall. He had to ride the wall all the way around backwards here. Several other guys involved. James Fountain's involved. Sean Williams able to check up and look like he might be able to miss it. But Travo Wall jumped here down on the bottom of turn 3 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this, ladies and gentlemen. We're approaching the halfway point here. Travo Wall with a broken toe link. He'll go around. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Underneath the caution flag there for a big shot for the number 7 of Travo Wall here. Want to remind you, if you like what you're seeing on your screen, want to sign up, join out here for the Madness Racing League Cup Series for the Next Gen Series right here. Go ahead and take a screenshot of your screen and go ahead and scan that code, and it'll take you straight to the Discord link. Get yourself signed up today. We're out here at the Echo Park Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Bryant's up in the 3rd place spot. And when I tell you, this lady just turned around and had like at least triple G's attached to her chest. It was shocking. Oh, Nick Crawford. You're not going to run from us back here dancing around here. Still some big damage to that machine, but tons of fans in attendance for tonight for the 23 Gorilla Mine machine of John Michael Bryant. Kevin Tankos is going to bring it down pit road here on the access road here. We'll do a quick rundown here of how they currently sit and run. Corey Tesner gets turned around in the heat race by John Michael Bryant, but he's made his way back up here to the front here. And Showtime Chase Johnson, the teammate on the outside, played the teammate card, jumped in right behind the number 8, pushed him all the way around. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, from Greer, South Carolina, will make the trip here underneath the lights at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, looking to pick up the victory. The crowd roar as John Michael Bryant comes across the front stretch here. And on the outside of him will be the Jim Fountain Racing number 59 of Kyle Fountain. Big Country Kyle Fountain. 3 NIS wins underneath his belt, so he knows all about the longevity and the endurance and what it takes to get to the end of these races, especially out here in the high banks underneath the lights. But Kyle Fountain, the older brother of James Fountain, taking care of his equipment a little better than little brother here tonight. James Fountain has been involved in pretty much every accident up to this point that we have had, from the dual races to now. None of them hit his fault, but the lights will hit underneath the number 24 machine here at the beautiful paint scheme of the Twins Grading LLC 24 machine of James Fountain, but he'll continue to pick off some laps here. He's got to stay out here. Every point matters. 3 laps down for the 24 of James Fountain. But if these guys keep doing what they're doing, lucky dog after lucky dog, wave around after wave around, he might get his chance back. Looks like Nicholas Maynard will fill in this spot here on the field. Here come the rest of the guys back here. These guys need to get it situated as we get ready to come through the Geico restart zone. It's going to be Corey Riptide Tesner as the race leader here, bringing them through the Echo Park restart zone with Chase Johnson on the outside. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant looking to get out here to the race lead here. Set sail on the number 23 Gorilla Line Toyota Camry. He asked for an adjustment, an air pressure adjustment, and he asked for 2 wedges. 2 turns of wedge out the back end of that machine here. And Corey Tesler will bring them through the restart zone, and we are back green here in Atlanta. Ripping back through the gears here in the Echo Park Speedway, riding on board with Blake Hochschild, driver of the number 12, Peyton Huss. Toyota Camry from Tempe, Arizona. You see Kyle Fountain on the outside there, trying to get a run. The outside line has not been able to get a run all night long on these restarts. The domination of the bottom line continues. Kyle Fountain and Nick Maynard both will jump down there. But it looks like Nick Maynard will think better of it. He'll jump back up here. But Kyle Fountain looking to seal his fate down here on the bottom side here and stay out of harm's way here, as he knows the bottom line is where the place is to go right now and where it's at to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 14, 20 guys. Who knows at this point? Stuck here down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. They continue to try to make something shake on this outside line, led by Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina. He'll make the trip down here from North Carolina. Corey Tesner will shake up the draft here. He'll move up and then back down here, trying to cut and knock off some of the draft to the outside guys. So Corey Tesner playing defense from a mile away, no pun intended here, throwing up these blocks around the racetrack here for John Michael Bryant. How long will he stay patient? The boogeyman, you know he's looking to make a move here. He'll have to get up off the bottom side of the racetrack there. Chase Johnson will move the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant off the bottom here. Corey Riptide Tesner, pow, will get the shot from John Michael Bryant down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. The boogeyman will turn him loose here. Don't want to push and turn in these corners here, especially the way that the handling's been on top of these race cars. Through the 3 wide here off of turns 4. The 25 up the middle, followed by Holden Wheeler. Kyle Fountain down on the bottom side. Kyle Fountain will clear himself and get the 2-for-1 special up here. He'll hold his spot here in the 6th place spot, behind Blake Hochschild. Kyle Fountain, battling through a couple of these guys here, allowing out the ascent of Sean Williams, driving the 25 Ally machine here. He's got Holden Wheeler he's got Stanley Turner in the rearview mirror of him. Single file here throughout the rest of the field here. These guys are hopefully going to start picking off some laps here. Blake Hochschild with another down below the apron there. Blake Hochschild really cutting it close below the black line there. Hopefully he can get this thing underneath him here. The front end of Jonathan Smith here. Is that what we damage that we see here? See if we can't run out the ass end of Showtime Chase Johnson and assess the damage to Jonathan Smith. Yes, he's got a caved-in front end on the Stetson's number 13 Chevy Camaro. And that is not a good sign for Jonathan Smith here, but as long as he can hide that nose behind Chase Johnson in this draft here. Chase Johnson's trying to get in the back bumper. John Michael Bryant and push him to the race lead. John Michael Bryant looks like he's playing the great card here. He's going to sag off the race leader here, try to get a little bit of momentum here off the back straightaway. The lap car down on the bottom side of the racetrack at the 7 to travel wall. He won't do anything. He'll stay down on the bottom side, won't conflict with the rest of these guys here. And they'll settle into turn 3 and 4 here. 55 laps are complete, 45 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For the opening race for the next Gen Cup Series for the Madness Racing League, the outside line has died back here, led by the kid of Nicholas Maynard, driving the 02 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. He's got Holden Wheeler on the outside. No help behind the kid of Nicholas Maynard. The only guy he's got behind him is the other guy, Nick Crawford here. They're not making anything shake on this outside line with 2 guys. I hate to tell them that. But meanwhile, Holden Wheeler will shake up to the front side here. He'll get around Nicholas Maynard here. He wants to lead the outside line. That's all there is to it. And Sean Williams said he'll jump up here. He wants to play a little bit of tag and go here. And he'll move about the bottom side of the racetrack, though. And unfortunately for him, Stanley Turner will push the plug, will push the hole clear there. He'll plug it. And Stanley Turner from Rising Sun, Indiana, is making his way through the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chris Knighty has lost touch with the draft here. He's trying to run for his life here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chris Knighty registered 11 laps down after a blown right front tire, 9 laps into the night's event. Showtime Chase Johnson trying to get back to the back bumper of his teammate Corey Riptide Tesner riding out the ass end of the race leader. Down the back straightaway here, the outside line continue to be disconformed here. Blake Hochschild to paint the nose out there real quick. No pun intended to the Paint Hoss team. Corey Riptide Tesner leads the bottom side here off of turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to head through the dog leg here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Riptide Tesner followed by John Michael Bryant, Chase Johnson. And whoa, Jonathan Smith will get moved up out of the group there, but he's able to hold his line down on the bottom side and move his way back into the field here. Everybody scattered throughout the field here. Kyle Fallon asked for a wedge adjustment there underneath the previous caution flag. Said he was building tight throughout the run here. And again, Kyle Fallon, one of the most longevitous guys we got in the field when it comes to endurance. Kyle Fallon will not fall out of the seat. He'll take you lap to lap, end to end, corner to corner. Kyle Fallon riding on board with the number 59 Jim Fallon Racing chartered entry Chevy Camaro from Clemson, South Carolina, reminding you to head on over to Tyler's Pub at the Pier in Clemson, South Carolina. Go check out tylerspub.com for all the menu items here. Kyle Fallon will sell out the 6th place spot here down on the bottom side here. Not a lot of moving around, not a lot of aggressive driving for some of these guys. Meanwhile, the top line starting to step up here. Whoa, Nick Crawford with a big save there. Whoa. An excellent save for the number 48 Queso's winning machine of Nick Crawford from Buchanan, West Virginia. We give credit where it's due. Nick Crawford able to hold on to that race car here. Meanwhile, the battle shaking up back here. Trying to get this outside line going. Bobby Kyle with the 777, the hometown guy down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Nicholas Maynard stuck on the outside trying to get this line going here, but he's not able to. But meanwhile, Terry Hughes Jr. and Jonathan Smith will jump up here to the outside line. We might got something shaking. Here comes the outside line. They finally got it going. 5 on 5, 5 on the top, 7 down on the bottom side. But the gap there from the 3 to the 5 is going to make a huge difference here. The Stetson number 13 of Jonathan Smith trying to work his way down the back straightaway here and get these guys to the front. But Chase Johnson will jump to the outside and throw the block. Contact's made with John Michael Bryant. That'll shoot Chase Johnson to the outside of the wall. It'll put Nicholas Maynard in the wall as well. Across the front stretch here, Nicholas Maynard goes around. Caution flag is out here. Wow. Some unfortunate blocks going wrong here. We'll check up the field. Tons of guys involved here. We'll back that ass up on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It started with the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He was the one that went across the front nose there. Sean Williams, the number 25. We'll back that ass up here and take a look and see exactly what the hell just happened. We've seen a lot of scooting and booting, as we would say here on the Booty Scoot Racing and channel, and dodging and botching, whatever the hell you want to say it, however you want to call it here. We'll back that ass up. We'll slow it down. Terry Hughes Jr. fills the hole down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Showtime Chase Johnson. It's split down 3 wide at this point here. That'll shove Chase Johnson up to the top side with the run by Nicholas Maynard and the rest of these guys. And then it was just on from there. Sends the kid of Nicholas Maynard around. Sean Williams collected as well. Stanley Turner was really the last guy that was on the lead lap. Kyle Fallon was some dodging and weaving through there. But Nicholas Maynard's tore up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Sean Williams as well. We'll back it up one more time. Right out the front bumper of the kid of Nicholas Maynard. We'll see how fast things unfold here. Ladies and gentlemen, you go from going 190 miles an hour, things are good and okay, to absolutely junked here. We'll take a look. Caution flag flies as Sean Williams and Nicholas Maynard spin in sequence here across the front stretch dog leg. In front of the fans, Nick Crawford will sail through here, ladies and gentlemen. I believe Corey Tesner still registered the race leader here. John Michael Bryant in the 2nd place spot. We'll take that commercial break and be back. Bang, bang. We're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I'll cut the music down just a tad bit here. Corey Tesner will go and pit from the lead, and that'll give it to the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, the 29-year-old from Greer, South Carolina. Your mom's favorite driver has just become the race leader here, and he's looking to sell his way to the front of the pack and hold on to the race lead here. And you best believe John Michael Bryant's going to do everything in his possibility to hold on to it here. About 40 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we will have our first winner here for the Next Gen Cup Series. Some guys peel off a pit road here. We'll throw up the pit stop lap strategy calls here. This is how everybody shakes out who, what, when, where, why, how, and what lap that they did it on. Currently, John Michael Bryant, the race leader, last pitted on lap 38. So almost 30 laps to go. John Michael Bryant pitted almost 60 laps, 57 laps in gas is what a full tank held. So if John Michael Bryant got a full tank, he's got about 20-something laps left in the tank here, and that's not going to be able to get him to the end here. John Michael Bryant making it out here on a different pit stop strategy than some of the other guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Should get to go, one to go racing this time around behind Peter the Pace Car. We'll give you a little walk down on who did what, where underneath the commercial. John Michael Bryant took the race lead. After Corey Tesner, the race leader, goes down to go pit. Terry Hughes Jr. will come up here to the second place spot. That'll move up Blake Koschchild, Jonathan Smith, and Showtime Chase Johnson. Kyle Fountain, Big Country. Kyle Fountain, excuse me, from Clemson, South Carolina, will move up here to that sixth place spot where he was running currently. Stanley Turner Jr. will come back out on the racetrack, followed by Bobby Kyle. Kevin Tankos will come back out here in the Saucy Notes number 4 machine, and Corey Tesner's back out here on the racetrack after pitting from the race lead. Nicholas Maynard triggers the caution flag there. He'll be back out here on the racetrack. That'll cost him his one and only fast repair with 40 laps to go in tonight's event. Holden Wheeler's back out on the racetrack, followed by Sean Williams, who's catching the tail end of the field, if he'll be the last guy on the lead lap here. James Fountain was registered the lucky dog that last time around. 2 laps down now for James Fountain here. He's slowly working his way back through the field. It's just been an abysmal night for the number 24. None of his own doing, but things happen, and that's just how racing works. 65 laps are complete here. We are working our 6th caution flag of the night, I believe. Don't hold me to it here. Peter the Pace Car's got them nice and neatly side by side. Can the outside line finally make something work here? Can these drivers get up there and work it in here? Several guys are not wanting it. Whoa, guys are blinking in and out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Sorry for you guys have to see that here. Hopefully these guys can get it through as we get ready to come back through the Geico restart zone. John Michael Bryant will lead on. We are back. Green, 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 green. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on the Echo Park Speedway. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant will rip through the gears here around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The number 23 Gorilla Mine Machine sailing through turn 22 down the back straightaway. Jonathan Smith here up in the 4th place spot, trying to get down the bottom side of the racetrack. Everybody's going down. Kyle Fountain will be the race leader here on the outside line. He'll have the outside line followed by Bobby Kyle and Nicholas Maynard. It's 12 on 3. It's never going to work. Can the outside line finally prevail here? 66 laps coming to 67 complete. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver, the race leader here in Atlanta. John Michael Bryant asked for an adjustment here. He asked to have the ass end lowered here. You see the sparks pumping out the back end on the number 23 Gorilla Mine Machine as he leaves the pack here around the Echo Park Speedway through Atlanta, Georgia. The 23 Gorilla Mine Toyota Camry off the corner here. He'll lead another lap. Every lap led is 1 point added to your total score of the boogeyman. In full control here in Atlanta. We look back here in the middle of the pack. The kid of Nicholas Maynard trying to push the 777 of Bobby Kyle here, this outside line. Can the outside line get something shaking here? Bobby Kyle, big loose off the corner there. That'll have to cause the lift of the outside line there. That'll check up Chris Knighty here. Chris Knighty, 11 laps down here, but he's trying to stay out on the racetrack. Every point matters here in the Next Gen Cup Series, especially when we get down towards the end of the year. You never know how many points are going to be, what, when, where, why. John Michael Bryant leads the lap. Kyle Fountain in that number 59. Jim Fountain Racing chartered entry here for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack there. That purple machine, a door bank from Showtime Chase Johnson to Bobby Kyle. We'll get Bobby Kyle loose here. That'll kill that outside lane and put a About a half car length gap there between the number 84 and the number 51 of Chase Johnson. Meanwhile, Kyle Fallon will plug the gap there and make sure the 777 of Bobby Kyle can't plug it in here. 70 laps are complete here. 30 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Sailing into turns 1 and 2 here on the TikTok platform. Head on over to the YouTube page at the conclusion of tonight's event to catch all of the full race highlights. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryan in full control here down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Terry Hughes Jr. trying to slice his way to the field. He'll look to the outside line here. Terry Hughes Jr.'s got help behind him from Corey Riptide Tesner. Here comes the outside line. Can they discombobulate the inside line? But Jonathan Smith's playing a little monkey see, monkey do, trying to get Terry Hughes Jr. in a bite here and open up that bottom side. And he might have done that to that number 81. Yes, that'll sail the number 81 up the racetrack. But does the number 13 with that front damage? Yes, he does have enough to pull up the vacuum close to the number 12 of Blake Koschchild here and make sure that he's able to punch a hole in the air and bring them together here so the number 81 can't get back down. But that'll bring the outside line just up closer to the front of the inside line here. Several guys are lined up throughout the field here, especially back here battling it out like Travis Wall here, a couple laps down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, still trying to make something shake. Meanwhile, James Fountain had an abysmal night all night long. He's been in everybody's mess in the heat race. He's been in everybody else's mess tonight. Out of a fast repair here. He's 2 laps down trying to work the Lucky Dog. He's currently in the current Lucky Dog spot, the only one registered a lap down here. Meanwhile, Blake Koschchild loose up the top side of the racetrack here. Caution flag is out on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Wow. Everybody checking up here for the caution flag. Peter the pace car out here. We'll go check and take a look at the number 12 of Blake Koschchild. He'll get loose and spin from the second place spot. We'll talk the Madness Racing League instant replay. Not sure what happened to the paint house machine of Blake Koschchild there. He was in the second place spot trying to push the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. And then unfortunately, it'll turn him around here on the outside wall. Maybe Corey Tesler will take a look. Oh, just a little loose off the front bumper. Joshua Smith there will send Blake Koschchild into the outside wall there. Well, unfortunate for the number 12 machine from Tempe, Arizona. We'll back it up one more time. We'll look out the ass end of the paint house machine and see if he got some extra help from Jonathan Smith. Maybe a love tap. We'll take a look and see what happened. Definitely beating and banging going into the corner there. Maybe Blake Koschchild just gets a little arrow loose. And that'll plug the number 12 up in the outside wall there. But looks like he was able to keep it off of everybody. And that might save that number 12's day here as it's continuing to roll across the front stretch here. But it'll trigger the caution flag for the 6th time here tonight. 73 laps are complete. We'll take a commercial break and be back after this. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, in full control here in Atlanta. Back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from now, we're heading to Bristol, underneath the lights in Tennessee, the world's fastest half mile, ladies and gentlemen. Our first short track here for the Madness Racing League Cup Series Next Gen Series Season 1 or Season 2, however you like to see it. And I'm ready to get on over to Nashville and watch these guys battle it out over there. That should be one hell of a race, as well as Watkins Glen. The road course here in the Next Gen Series should be one hell of a good one. Stick around here by pressing that follow button and that like button, and we promise you, you'll be able to find us here when that time comes here. We're working the caution flag for the 6th time tonight. We'll bring back up the pit stop strategy lap here. This is how they currently shake out. Strategy Corey Tesner goes in on 63, 11 laps to go, and he is back out front to the race lead. He'll work his way through the pack here, and John Michael Bryant will surrender the race lead, and he will go down pit road here, and he'll have to fill in the back of the pack here and give the race lead back to Corey Riptide Tesner. 74 laps are complete, getting ready to be 75. Corey Tesner is going to be the race leader, followed by Stanley Turner Jr. Stanley Turner making his name heard here tonight in the Madness Racing League for the Cup Series here in Atlanta. It's got that race car up here in the second place spot after starting on the pole in his heat race. He'll make the trip from Indiana. Not the only solo Indiana driver in the field tonight. Chris Knighty still out on the racetrack. It's been a bad night for the Triple Deuce Snapdaddy Racing Machine. Chris Knighty from Indiana as well here. So these two guys representing their home states well here tonight. Everybody else filling throughout the field. 75 laps are complete. 25 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Don't remind of the 4 laps up there on the bank. Those are for the overtime if we need them. By the way that these guys have been holding on to these race cars here tonight, we're knocking out pretty good stints. I doubt that we really need them here, but 25 laps to go. That caution flag, from hearing from the admin, pretty much did it for everybody when it comes to pit stops. Full tank of Sunoco race fuel, 4 fresh Goodyear tires. The recipe for excellence is getting ready to be mixed here together on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tesner is getting ready to bring them back with 25 laps to go here. Off of turns 3 and 4 through the Echo Park restart zone. And we are getting ready to go back racing here live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tesner brings them Peter to the base car, hangs the left on the pit road. Through the Geico restart zone, and we are green near the Echo Park Speedway for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series with 25 laps remaining here. Kyle Fountain here on the outside, being pushed by Nicholas Maynard. Stanley Turner Jr. is trying to make something shake, but the outside line will die one more time, again on another restart. It's been the recipe all night long here with the outside line. All it does is get formed and then die going into the corner. Now Nicholas Maynard has taken full control of the outside line, being pushed by Holden Wheeler, and John Michael Bryan will pit from the race lead, and he'll come back here. He's currently running in the 12th place spot, trying to get this outside line going here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Unlike Talladega and Daytona, ladies and gentlemen, where you have to be in the draft at all times, and you can't really do the Babin and Wiegand in and out, trying to pick lanes and choose. You really have to take the run when you get it here in the 1.5-mile style racetrack. This track is no bigger than Charlotte Motor Speedway or Kansas or Las Vegas, your favorite 1.5-mile racetrack. It's no bigger than that, ladies and gentlemen. But it's got the lanes of the asphalt, your local interstate. Imagine going 190 miles an hour around a 1.5-mile circle. Interstate, your home track interstate. John Michael Bryant into that back bumper there, the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. A couple more guys will jump and join the party there on the outside. So 8 guys on the outside line, followed by the rest of the pack on the bottom. Chris Knighty will sail up the racetrack. That'll send John Michael Bryant and the kid of Nicholas Maynard up off the groove there across the front stretch here. 78 laps are complete on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nick Crawford battling some internet connections issues back here. He'll blink in and blink out. Kevin Tanko's in that number 4 Wendy's Sauce Nuggies Machine trailing here in the back end, 3 wide at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chris Knighty will stick his nose down there and send John Michael Bryant. Said, you better hold on to it, Boogeyman. He's looking something shake here. Here comes the outside line. They're starting to soar something up here. The number 84, Stanley Turner Jr., trying to make this outside load go. Excuse me, Jonathan Smith here. You're riding out the front bumper here. He's giving him the shot to Stanley Turner Jr. here. The rest of the package is starting to sail away here. Looking out the back end of Bobby Kyle, the hometown guy here. Bobby Kyle from Huntersville, Georgia. We're racing here in Atlanta, Georgia. Bobby Kyle got all the fans in the stands here tonight. He'll sell out of merch in the fan zone here out front of the Atlanta Motor Speedway before the night's race. Bobby Kyle spent an hour and a half giving autographs here. Here comes Kyle Fountain, charging across the back bumper of the 777, looking to make something shake here. Will he jump to that outside line? He will not. The outside line is dissipated once more. It's just Stanley Turner and Jonathan Smith up there. 24 laps remaining here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Madness Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, down the back straightaway, Showtime Chase Johnson is pushing his teammate of Corey Tesner. Been playing the teammate card all night long. The 2 Chase Johnson Racing chartered affiliate cars here tonight, trying to make something shake here at the 1.5 mile super speedway. We got a battle back here. Chris Knighty shoving Stanley Turner Jr. up on the top side of the racetrack. That is just absolutely killing this outside line. Here comes the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. He'll send it 3 wide up the middle. Big contact right there between the 84 and 23 machine of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard are hooked up here around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Riding on board with the Maynard Motor 02 Ford Dark Horse Mustang from Welford, South Carolina, of Nicholas Maynard, trying to give John Michael Bryant the pushes across the dog leg here. Here comes the big one here, across bound. A big push to John Michael Bryant here. That is making this outside line. Starting to move here. Chris Knighty, a lap car, will sit here. He better sit still if he's going to sit here and ride with the lead lap cars here. I'd hate to be the one that causes the wreck here as the lap car. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith will lose 2 more guys as drafting partners as they'll pull back down to the bottom side of the racetrack here. But he's able to get the side draft over the left front of Kyle Fountain here through the dog leg here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kyle Fountain from Duncan, South Carolina. The hometown of Clemson, South Carolina. He's got Tyler's Pub at the Pier.com on the side of his race car. Go check out Tyler's Pub at the Pier.com for all the menus. Tyler's Pub at the Pier, a restaurant in Clemson, South Carolina. Got some amazing food choices here. I heard the cheese sticks are absolutely fucking excellent. And you better be there during happy hour. They have the best specialties all across the upstate of South Carolina, riding on the board with the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He cannot get to that back bumper to this outside line. It's Blake Hochschild, Paint Hoss, number 12 Toyota Camry, has been lights out bad fast tonight here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. He gets turned around there, a little arrow loose here. He asks for an air pressure adjustment here to the right side of that race car here. They'll give it to him, and it looks like it seems to be planted into the racetrack a lot more better now that he's got that adjustment inside of that that Toyota Camry. Ladies and gentlemen, with 19 laps remaining here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel, we'll take our final fast and loud. Ladies and gentlemen, the more you press that like button, the more you press that follow button, the louder it'll get. Todd Tesler ripping through the banking here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and John Michael Bryant is setting sail here on the middle side. He has gotten around Holden Wheeler in the number 15. Holden Wheeler was not able to get that race car up underneath him here, and John Michael Bryant will move out the end. Here comes Nicholas Maynard, the number 02 machine. You're riding on the ass end of the 02. John Michael Bryant trying to get to the back bumper of the kid of Nicholas Maynard and get the south side line going. Kyle Fountain will jump up here, join the party. He'll give the shot to Terry Hughes Jr., and that'll get the train reaction right to Nicholas Maynard as they sail into the top side of the banking in two turns, 1 and 2. 14 laps to go here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant will shove Nicholas Maynard into the outside wall through turns 1 and 2. And that'll open up the door. John Michael Bryant looking 3 wide here in Atlanta. John Michael Bryant doing it everything that he needs to possible to try to get that Gorilla Mind 23 machine to the race lead here with 13 laps to go here. The clock is cutting down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The laps are peeling away. Corey Rick Todd Tesner selling out front here. Playing the teammate card here tonight at Atlanta is Chase Johnson Racing, the 2 Chevy charter organizations here. Following nose to tail here, Corey Tesner playing employee to Chase Johnson, doing what the boss man says here. Not able to run his own race here. He's not going to leave. How dare he leave the front bumper of Showtime Chase Johnson after giving him all the pushes all night long. Meanwhile, single file is starting to come down on the bottom side. 12 laps to go in tonight's main event here. Can these guys be looking to go single file here? Can we see some people pull out here, try to make big runs? Nicholas Maynard will fall back to the backside of the racetrack here. He'll fall in the back of the pack here. Meanwhile, we see Nick Crawford underneath the Fast and Loud get loose and go around across the infield here. He'll lose a lap on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but we'll keep it green here. Single self-car spin. 10 laps to go next time around. Next time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You better make sure you're standing up, pressing that like button, pressing that follow button. If you don't miss a damn thing here, we're so close to 1,000 likes on the TikTok platform. If we could go ahead and get that like and you head on over to the YouTube page, it'd be greatly appreciated. Jonathan Smith, I hate to say it, he has been the Chevy tonight with a fucking hit from Holden Wheeler. Caution flag is out. Massive shot there for Holden Wheeler. Tons of guys pile in after the damn fact as well, but I'm more interested on what the hell just happened to the number 15 of Holden Wheeler. We'll back that ass up for an instant replay here for the Madness Racing Cup Series. Let's take a look at what the hell just happened to the number 15 of Holden Wheeler. Coming across the front stretch here, he's just right rear hooked by John Michael Bryant. Hard into the outside wall, and everybody else gets collected up here as well. Blake Hochschild, driver's side door to the wall. Chris Knighty collected as well. A big one strikes here at Atlanta. Holden Wheeler takes a massive shot to the outside wall off the front bumper of John Michael Bryant. We'll ride with John here. We'll take a look and see if we can't see what John Michael Bryant's seen. John Michael Bryant giving it the 15. Oh, just a bad shove there. Sends the 15 hard into the outside wall, and you see the rest of the commotion break out behind there between Holden Wheeler and Blake Hochschild and the rest of the guys here. Big damage here to some of these race cars with 10 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang. Welcome back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are under the caution flag for the 7th time here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway or the Echo Park Speedway. Whichever one you like it, you can have it however you want, ladies and gentlemen. Big news here. James Fountain, the driver of the Twins grading Chevy Camaro chartered entry for Chase Johnson Racing. I'll cut the music down. Big news for James Fountain. I mean, since lap maybe 5 or 6, he's finally back on the lead lap after being caught up in everybody's monstrosity. He'll bring it down pit road, get a fresh set of Goodyear tires, and a full can of Sunoco race fuel inside of that 24 Chevy Camaro James Fountain back on the lead lap here in Atlanta. We are working the caution flag here for the 7th time here tonight after a vicious right rear hook from John Michael Bryant to Holden Wheeler in the number 15 machine here. The admins will have to talk that one over here. That one looked pretty deliberate. We'll have to take a look here. Absolutely no intentional wrecking here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and or in this Madness Racing League. John Michael Bryant underneath the watch now for aggressive driving there after right rearing Holden Wheeler. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you tomorrow night the Truck Series kicks off at the Chicagoland Speedway. Nicholas Maynard will serve an ELL for aggressive driving for turning around Holden Wheeler, believe it or not, in the Truck Series season opener at Daytona. And the Madness Racing League had no choice but to penalize the kid of Nicholas Maynard. So if these guys think that they're going to get away with wrecking someone here tonight for the race win, they better think twice about it now. Double filed behind Peter the pace car, getting ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you've stayed with us up to this point, we appreciate it. Go ahead and scan this code if you're interested in joining, and it'll take you directly to the Discord link and get you added into the into the league that we get you out here on the broadcast, get you strapped up and loaded to go racing on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with these drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here. It's going to be Chase Johnson Racing's 2 charter cars here on the front row with the third one, James Fountain, in the way back here. We'll get there when we get there. Sean Williams, dual race number 2 winner. He's on the 3rd place spot here, 2nd row. Bobby Kyle will round out the 4th place spot here in the 777 machine, and Terry Hughes Jr. will get the 5th place spot. Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina will get the 6th place spot. And the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant placed on aggressive driving list for right rearing Holden Wheeler and Nicholas Maynard, and the Penske Maynard Motors 02 will round out the number 8th place spot. The 9th place spot will go to the Jim Fountain Racing TylersPub.com 59 machine of cousin Big Country Kyle Fountain, and Kevin Tankles will shake out the 10th place spot here. Followed by Stanley Turner Jr., Travo Wall, James Fountain, Blake Hochschild, Holden Wheeler on pit road. The rest of these guys are getting ready to fill in the field, but Corey Tessner is going to bring us through the Geico restart zone with 6 laps remaining here. We are green, back green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson to move to the outside line, looking at Paul back down into line. Will he play the teammate card? Yes, he will. A big shot there to the outside wall for Terry Hughes Jr. Caution flag is out. Terry Hughes Jr. takes a violent lick there to the outside wall here in the turns 1 and 2 on the restart. We'll back that ass up, as I believe I know exactly where that one all began. We'll back it up here for the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. Well, it all starts here on the restart here. Terry Hughes Jr. gets a great launch here. Chase Johnson, though, looking to the outside, trying to get down on the bottom side to fall in line to his teammate Corey Tessner, and on the back cam, he barely clears Sean Williams. That checks up the line to Terry Hughes Jr., and in mayhem from there, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Kyle would know where to go for Terry Hughes Jr., where Terry Hughes Jr. tries to move out of the way. We'll ride out the front bumper. Terry Hughes Jr. will see exactly what happened. Terry Hughes Jr. riding behind the Sean Williams machine. Chase Johnson comes down there. No, just a right hook from Bobby Kyle there. Whoa, where'd the name go? Bobby Kyle, there he is right there. The hometown hero, Bobby Kyle, driving the 777 Mountain Dew machine, is the one that brings out the caution flag here. So we'll throw up the instant replay so we're able to break it out for you. Now we know exactly what happened here. Bobby Kyle on the restart, though, trying to get through here. He'll get into the left or the right rear, of Terry Hughes Jr. Trying to fall down in the line, is what it looked like there. Unfortunate news for Terry Hughes Jr. He'll slide down the banking here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the caution flag will be out here. And by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, we might be headed to overtime. We'll take that commercial break and be back in just a second.
Hold your breath and feel the tension.
redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I want to taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Here is the code for the Madness Racing Leagues. If you want to race here in the Next Gen Cup Series live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you want me to fumble and fuck up your name from time to time, go ahead and scan the code on your screen, and it'll take you right to the Discord to get you signed up today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're working the 8th caution flag here tonight. After Terry Hughes Jr. gets right reared by Bobby Kyle. Bobby Kyle just nowhere to go, and it sends around Terry Hughes Jr. there. A couple guys playing some teammate cards around here. It stacked up the field a little bit here. The top line is not the place to be, ladies and gentlemen, as we have seen all night long from the heat race when the sun was up all the way to now. We're completely underneath the moon here. The sun is behind the trees, is in the shade. A beautiful background drop here around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The RV parks are back there, ladies and gentlemen. I walked back there last night on the golf cart back there in the RV campground, and I can't even begin to describe the things that I had seen there. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please keep your undergarments on here tonight at the Echo Park Speedway. We're getting ready to head it to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you're unfamiliar for how it works here, we'll have a 2-lap shootout, green, white, checkered. If the drivers are able to keep the cars under control and do not bring out a caution flag before they reach the white flag, we will race all the way back around to the checkered flag, and the first person back to the checkered flag will win it. However, if someone does wreck and the caution flag flies before we take the white flag, if someone takes the white flag, before the caution flag flies, then it is off and all hands are off deck, and whoever is the first one back to the checker flag will win it. So hopefully that makes sense here to you folks on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Getting ready to go racing here in overtime for the Madness Racing League Cup Series. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if these guys can get back to the white flag, all hands are off. The first person back to the checkered will win it. If they wreck before we can get to the white flag, we'll re-rack them one more time. 2 attempts at it here tonight in overtime here. We start with 18. We currently have 11 on the lead lap here. Corey Tesner looking to be the inaugural first winner here in the Next Gen Cup Series, and he'll have his teammate on the outside of him, a Showtime Chase Johnson. Sean Williams picked up the win in the Xfinity Series at Daytona. He's looking to do the same to kick off the season for Next Gen Cup Series. Jonathan Smith picked up the win a couple weeks ago in New Hampshire for the Xfinity Series, and it'd be awesome if he could pick up the Next Gen Cup Series here tonight. John Michael Bryant, bad fast here on the high banks in the Super Speedway in the draft. He's looking to pick up the win. Nicholas Manor will restart in the 6th place spot here tonight. He goes around in the heat race by himself due to the handling on that race car. He'll ask for air pressure adjustment in a couple turns out the back end. Wedge adjustment to the number 02, and Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina, has asked for jump up the air pressures on that 59 Chevy Camaro. He's looking to make a run for it. Overtime here in Atlanta. Corey Riptide Tesner brings him to the restart zone. We are green here at the Echo Park Speedway. These guys able to hold it together here and get back to the white flag. We will have one in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, who's going to lock themselves in to the first? Who's going to be, the first driver to lock themselves into the playoffs for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series? Down the back straightaway, ripping through the gears. Chase Johnson, how dare he come out from behind his teammate Corey Tesner. He'll do it. He'll jump to the outside line early. They get back to the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. All hands are off. The white flag will be in the air this time around. Corey Tesner side by side with his teammate being challenged for the race lead for the first time in a long time. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. John Michael Bryant shoved in the wall back here. He'll lose the draft here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. White flag is in the air. Who's going to get the run down the back straightaway? You're riding on board with the 3rd place driver, Sean Williams. Corey Riptide Tesner and Chase Johnson vying for the race lead down here. Corey Tesner will clear himself down on the bottom side here. Corey Tesner White flag is in the air. There's trouble back here. Corey Tesner will come through, and he will win the Atlanta opening race here for the Cup Series race. Nicholas Maynard, the rest of these guys crashed, and the big one happens here in Atlanta. Corey Riptide Tesner wins the opening race here for the Next Gen Cup Series at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thanks to the boss man, Showtime Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson will push Corey Tesner for the last 50 laps of the race here to make sure his charter team will bring home the victory here in Atlanta. And Corey Tesner will lock himself into the playoffs. He'll bring it around the front stretch here in Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tesner. Corey Tesner turns it around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to bring it back towards the front dog leg here. He'll burn it down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Everybody else will fill in the front half of the field here and get a driver interview. I would love to hear from some of these drivers on tonight's event here as Corey Tesner wins the Hotlanta 150 here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tesner will park it up against the fence here, burn it down for the fans on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll bring up tonight's results for the heat races. Chase Johnson picked up the win here in dual race number 1 to kick off the season for the Next Gen Cup Series. Sean Williams picked up the win in heat race number 2. And then we switch over here to the feature where Corey Riptide Tesner, the guy right there in front of you, just picked up the victory by 7 thousandths of a second over his Chase Johnson Racing team owner, Chase Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take one quick commercial break and be back in just a moment. We got drivers' interviews from the race winner, Corey Tesner. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series, presented by Home Run Cafe in Greer, South Carolina. We have just wrapped up Season 2, Race 1 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, the driver, the number 8 Chase Johnson Racing Maccabee Auto Services LLC, Corey Riptide Tesner, has just picked up the victory. And that is the first victory on the side of the machine for the Maccabee Auto Parts sponsor, Corey Tesner. Go check them out today, 864-256-1346 for all your race-winning needs. Down here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway, Corey Tesner just picked up the race win here at Atlanta, and we have a pit reporter down there. He has just caught up with the race winner, Corey, as he climbs out of his race car.
Down here in Victory Lane at the Hotlanta 200 at the Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia, where Corey Tesner has just snubbed home the victory for the Season 2 opener for the Cup Series for the Madness Racing League. We'll walk over here to the number 8 machine. Corey, kind of walk us through your night right now. What's going through your head? You took control of the race there about 30 laps to go, caution after caution, but you're able to hang on there for the overtime.
Definitely knew we had a fast car there in practice and the duels or heats, and then started 12th. Knew it was going to be a long race. Just waited our time until we got to the front. CJR produced a hell of a car and had some great pushes from him all night, and then those restarts just worked out in our favor, and we were able to bring them home.
Corey Tesner will go ahead and lock himself into the playoffs here tonight at Echo Park Speedway. We'll scoot down to the second place driver, the number 51, Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through your night here tonight. You picked up the win in the heat race tonight, or the dual race, excuse me. Then you finish out the second place spot tonight playing the teammate car behind Corey. You tried it there off the turn 3 and 4, but it's not enough.
Yeah, we brought a fast car tonight to the track. Can't thank all the guys enough at the shop for continuing to bring us fast cars. Yeah, I don't know if I could have done anything differently those last few laps. Corey was lights out. So shout out to us for bringing the 1-2 home for CJR, and we'll re-rack them here in a couple weeks in the next Gen Series.
Chase Johnson brings home the second place spot tonight. We'll walk down to the 13 machine of Jonathan Smith. John Handling was the topic here tonight. It was kind of hard to keep these cars on edge here, but kind of walk us through your night. You go around in the heat race, but bring home a podium finish tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit different with this update, with iRacing update and everything, but I like the way these cars drive a little bit better. This track definitely got to play the low side, but you were able to get on the outside and side draft people all night, just move forward, just hoping that nobody hits you and everybody hold it together. But congrats to Corey. Chase up there, try to get Chase a bump at the end, just couldn't catch up to his bumper, push him to the win there. But shout out to 8X iRacing, Engine 4 Coffee, Nap Daddy Racing, and Premier Setup Shop.
That's the 13 machine of Jonathan Smith. He'll bring home the podium spot here. We'll walk down to the 25 of Sean Williams. Sean, walk us through your night here tonight. You had to come from the back several times, but they allowed number 25 machine get you up here for a top 5 tonight. Chaos was the ending, but walk us through your day. No comment from the number 25 of Sean Williams. We'll scoot down here to the 5th place finisher tonight. Driving the number 59 Jim Fountain Racing Machine, Kyle Fountain. Kyle, walk us through your night here tonight. Mayhem there. Nicholas Maynard gets into you on the outside there, coming to the white flag. You're able to make an incredible save and bring it home for the top 5. Just kind of walk us through your night here tonight.
Man, it was fuel saving night. Probably a little too much fuel saving. I made bad strategy call to pit when I did there. The last caution before the green light checkered, and I don't know, maybe have other teammates, I would have been able to do something better, but single car operation doesn't work very well at these places.
Kyle Fountain brings home the top 5 here, building the race car and driving the hauler to the racetrack here tonight. We'll scoot down to the number 12 machine of Blake Hochschild. Blake, an incredible run for you here tonight. You had a shot here. I believe you got up there and led a couple of laps here in the heat race. Kind of walk us through your night here tonight as you make the trip here to the East Coast.
Yeah, definitely not a bad night for us here. Definitely got on the wrong side of a couple bumps, but that's just racing at these type of drafting tracks here, so no harm, no foul there. Towards the end there, we definitely got caught up in a wreck, and that last little restart got that one to go, and everybody started wrecking coming to the line. I just decided to keep my foot in the gas and close my eyes and clench my cheeks, and somehow we ended up with 6th place finish.
That's the number 12 of Blake Hochschild, finishing the 6th place spot here tonight. And I believe Terry Hughes Jr. may still be down here in his race car. We'll walk down to the number 81. Terry, you're here. Just kind of go ahead and walk us through your night here tonight. Tough coming back from an injury, but you'll bring home a P7 spot here tonight for the Cup Series.
I definitely had the car tonight to get her done, but we got a little loose going into 3 and hit the wall. Kind of screwed us a little bit. We got in the back, had a couple wrecks. Had to force our way back to the front, ran up there for a little bit, and then there at the end, got spun on the green white checkered. Came back through the field after we got it repaired a little bit. Derek coming into 4, I shoved my nose in there. I don't know if it was 3, 4 wide. I saw a spot. I tried to take it. I don't know if I was completely clear or what, or if he came down the track, caused a bunch of mayhem. But P7 after coming back from the knee surgery, I don't think it's bad. I definitely like these cars in Atlanta, so I thought we would have stolen the win out here, but it's all right. Appreciate y'all having me again.
That's the number 81 machine, owner of 81X iRacing, Terry Hughes Jr. He'll bring home the 7th place spot here tonight. That'll wrap it up down here in Victory Lane at Echo Speedway Park, where Corey Tesner has picked up the win and back up to the booth.
Back up here to the booth, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the Cup Series is returned here to the Madness Racing League on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Finally back in action here in the Cup Series. This time with the next gen, and I think it's going to be one hell of a good season. Daytona or Talladega? No, sir. Atlanta. That's where we started it out here tonight. A matter of fact, it was Hotlanta. Grip was all over the place. You could have to find it. These guys had to tune in these race cars. We had single spins, pile-ups, parking lots. You name it, ladies and gentlemen. It was been one hell of a race here tonight. Here's the remaining schedule. We're heading to Bristol 2 weeks from now. We will love to see you there. Then we're heading on over to Nashville, Charlotte, Iowa. Then we'll head on our first Watkins Glen road course race and our only one on the season. Then we'll head on over to Dover. Tons of concrete tracks coming up here. And then we'll head on over to Wilkesboro. The new Wilkesboro should be out by then here for the iRacing platform. And the Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Championship at Chicagoland. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hotlanta 150 live from the Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Riptide Tesner pulls out the victory here tonight, leading over half of the laps here. And he'll have a significant points lead here over the rest of the field. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tesner brings it home, and we'll hop in our car and take our own asses home. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hotlanta 150. See you tomorrow night for the Truck Series race at Chicagoland.
Ganja smoking, they got rum in me cup. Bad gals wind up on the dance floor. All the gals wind up.